Hi everyone, it's Sarah Lindsay Field here. I'm your UC for this teaching period. Welcome to Introduction to Management. There's a few familiar names that were in the last teaching period where we ran this unit, which is nice to see, and some new names as well, which is really exciting too. So I just thought this was a different way to introduce ourselves. So I thought we'd use this forum or this thread in particular, to just tell each other a bit about ourselves. And if you want to do a video, or do a podcast, or just whip something up, typing something up. That's absolutely fine. I quite enjoy doing videos and find sometimes it's just a bit easier to say what I want to say, and it's nice to put a face to the name and voice as well too. So I'll tell you a bit about my background. This is my 5th teaching period with Sol. I come from industry. I'm not from education as such, so we have such a lovely mix of eLAs and UCs who are from really strong education backgrounds, and then some with really strong industry backgrounds. So I think that we complement each other, and it's some very exciting times. I love being employed by Sol. I've got 2 small children, Claudia who's 6 and Georgia who's 4, and it just works really well for me with school, and a husband who's at the ripe old age of 50 embarked on becoming a teacher. So he's doing that wonderful round of casual relief teaching work. So it just works beautifully for us. I feel very fortunate to have a job like this too. We've got quite a big unit. We've got just over 700 students with 11 eLAs. So it's quite a mix of eLAs that we have returning, and some new ones as well, which is really exciting. So I'm sure in the true Sol philosophy of this wonderful sharing nature we have, that we'll help each other along and all learn and leverage off and bounce off each other. So for this unit, we have 3 assessments and a written exam. The first assessment is a group assessment. So we'll start talking about setting up a group wiki for the teams to be formed and for us to be able to manage them. The first assessment is due in week 6, and we'll have a collaborate session for that in week 3. You'll find down the bottom of our discussion board here in the EA Lounge a schedule I've put together, which tells you each week what we'll be doing and focusing on, whether it's some marking or hosting collaborate sessions or some moderation as well. So print that out and stick that on your wall if you like, if you find that that's helpful. I tend to do that kind of thing. I'm a bit visual and still a bit manual with the old to-do list as well too. We've got a consolidation week, as you know, too, and then given it's the Christmas teaching period, we've got 2 weeks off over Christmas. So we will be marking in that week of consolidation week, that we'll be marking our first assessment then as well. So this week I'll buddy you all up as well for our collaborate sessions, and we'll have our first collaborate session in week 3 for assessment 1. In terms of collaborate sessions, we've got one this week if you'd like to attend it. It's an all eLA one. I went to the one last year, and a few of you will have as well. That was not last year, sorry, last teaching period, which was just excellent. And look, if you can't make it with work commitments and so forth, that's completely fine. As you know, there's always a recording for these sessions too. And then as another thing I thought we'd do is just catch up next week. So in week 1 as a group via Collaborate to chat to each other and bounce our ideas off each other about goals for this teaching period, and how we best feel we can engage our students and look at some strategies that each of us have used in the past and what's worked well, what hasn't, and just have a bit of a general get together as well. I've sent you all an email about that, looking at Wednesday or Thursday next week, and so far from the people I've heard back from, it looks like Wednesday is probably the more popular or more convenient for everyone so far. You'll also see another thread here in this forum for your bio. So if you could post your bio and photo in there for me, I've put a sample one of mine in there. For those of you who've already emailed that to me, I'll post that in there today as well. But if you could do that, that'd be fantastic. Then I can have that all up in our Meet Our ELA Lounge, your ELA Lounge, or menu, sorry, for the students by midnight Wednesday. And so with that, we need to post our week 1 activity by midnight Wednesday as well. What we thought we'd do with the weekly activities, I've set up a thread for a weekly discussion for each week. And what I thought we'd do is take turns in reframing. So I'll kick off week 1 if you like, and I'll just create a little table in there where you can select which week you'd like to do, where we take the activity from the learning materials and reframe it. So add our own bit of personality, any extra resources you have, a YouTube video or a wonderful article you've read or used in the past, and share that with all of us. And then we as eLAs can then post that in our boards as well, make any changes we want to. But that way we're sort of really bouncing off each other and sharing some really good ideas. And then it's not the same people posting up their reframe every week. If everyone just takes a turn and selects a week, might be a bit of a fun way to do it too. So I'll kick off week 1, and if we can have our posts up by Wednesday this week, that'd be great too. I've got a forum for any concerns about the learning materials in terms of links not working, errors. I've gone through weeks 1 to 4 of the ELA notes, which I find really, really helpful. So don't forget they're there. And then the learning materials too. I have identified a few things for our learning designers, Neil and Ronnie. They're purely things about due dates having sort of been a little bit mismatched, and one link not working, but so far the links all look good. So if there's anything else you find, just post it in there and let us know which tab, which area, which tab, and what the issue was as well. So I think that's it for now. I'd love to hear more about you all. A final thing is to talk about what I love about management. I've got a business degree with an HR sort of flavour to it. I come from corporate. I've worked in with the water industry, racing, a strong legal background to start with. I did start a law degree and never finished, but and then fell into recruitment, like a lot of people have fallen into recruitment along the way, and then ended up in a human resources business partner type role. So I really love that coaching, mentoring side, developing new managers, helping to set them up to succeed, putting professional development programs together for them, and then looking at strategically, how their groups can work well together. So I'm big on strategy. I'm big on things like emotional intelligence and open lines of communication, active listening, and things like that. So I love this unit. I love the content of it, and I can't wait to bounce off each other and learn more from you all along the way. So let's get started. It's all a bit exciting. So if you could post a video about a bit about your background too, that'd be great, because I'd like it if we can start to use videos in our discussion boards as well. It really does humanise the online aspect of what we do here at Sol too. If not, that's perfectly fine. A podcast is fine, or just type some stuff into the post as well too. And then if anyone needs help with videos, there are some great guides which we can point you to as well. So all the best. Sorry, this is a bit longer than I thought it would be, doing it before the school run, and look forward to getting to know you all. Okay, bye.